hidden away in the Wynwood Arts District near downtown Miami, in a rather unassuming structure that could easily be mistaken for a storage unit, is one of the largest private collections of 20th and 21st century art in the world. The Margulies Collection comprises some 4,500 works from artists such as Olafur Eliasson, Roy Lichtenstein and Andy Warhol, and is the pride and joy of property developer Martin Margulies. Rather than concentrate on the value of individual works, Martin tries to regard the collection as an entity in itself, purchasing only pieces which will fit in with the others at the warehouse and in his home.
A whole collection is really a rhythmic thing. It's like a symphony. The notes fit together. The collection, there's some pieces that are more important than others, but in the early days when I collected, those pieces became the stepping stones to further pieces. They became the learning experience. So the rhythm of the collection is very important. A lot of collectors collect in a very segmented way. They might just collect minimalism. I'm all over the map because a collection is part of a person's personality and their external and internal experience during their lifetime. So I guess I'm a fairly eclectic person. I'm interested in a lot of different things, and I study it, I read about it every single day.
In 1999, the first phase of the Margulies Collection at the warehouse opened to the public, expanding over the years since then to comprise 45,000 square feet of exhibition space, though even at this size, there's still not enough room to display all the works. Catherine Hines has had the enviable position of curator of the collection since 1982, and she works closely with Martin during the acquisition of new works.
Collectors, they go through experiencing the works in their collection. First they acquire it. That's an experience. They go to visit the galleries and they talk with the gallerists who are basically educators themselves. And so they experience the work that way, and then we ship it to Miami and you uncrate it or you install it, and so that you can go through that process of the logistics of placing the work within your collection. And so the collectors, in this case, Martin Margulies, is very, very involved in that process because it's another way for him to enjoy and experience the work. And then you go through the process of sharing the collection and educating young people. Our mission here is an educational one, and so we focus on opening the collection particularly to students and in inner city at-risk youth in particular.
Though the collection receives many visitors on its own merit, the proximity and popularity of Art Basel Miami Beach has helped to boost numbers, as well as providing a source of new works by young and upcoming artists.
Well, we have received thousands of visitors here to the collection, and what's important to us is that, in particular, the younger artists have an important venue here for their work. Many of the works by the younger artists have been purchased at the Art Basel fairs, and we always make a point when there's work by young artists to inform the viewers of where the work comes from, what gallery represents the artist, because there's a lot of collectors coming to Miami. It's a destination for art now, and so we're happy to share that information, particularly for the younger artists, because we enjoy the process of helping them and getting the public to become familiar with the work and knowing that there's a place that they can go to. And if they are young collectors, include that artist in their collection. That's pleasing and important to us. It's not our primary function, but because Art Basel is a marketplace, that's one of the things that we do enjoy, promoting the younger artists and getting their work seen.
Isaac Julian's Western Union Small Boats was recently installed at the warehouse, a piece of video art which graphically depicts migration and the hope for a better life.
Western Union Small Boats is a project which is a collaboration with a cinematographer that I've worked for 20 years, Nina Carlgren, Andy Carlton, who works on the sound, and really the choice of location, the use of colour, the use of movement, and the way in which we're thinking about the camera and the various ways of shooting are all part of this language of really trying to make a very cinematic and at the same time a piece of work that has a painterly quality. So really it's really all of these things, colour, movement, and the actual way that you film that becomes really very important to the experience of actually looking at the work.
The subject matter is particularly poignant to South Florida because we have the migration from the Caribbean and a similar parallel to the story that's being narrated in Western Union small boats.
The collection also holds a number of large pieces, some of which have proved to be very difficult to install. But this challenge only serves to increase the appreciation of the work once it's in place.
The work right here of Michael Heiser, we had to cut out the floor. The volcanic rocks, 20,000 pounds each. We had to get special machinery, and the forklift was tipping over when he tried to extend it and put it down. So we had to get another forklift to help him carry the weight. That was a difficult installation. The Anthony McCall was a difficult installation in terms of constructing the room to the exact specifications. But in the end, the more difficult it is, the more pleasure you get out of it when it's finished, because they're great, great works of art.
Martin Margulies is showing no signs of slowing up his acquisition of new works and believes in the intrinsic, not the monetary value of his pieces. And with works on loan to various universities and organisations around the country, the collection has expanded far beyond the warehouse in Miami.
It's something about a thirst for knowledge. It's not just about taking objects. It's about a thirst for knowing something, meeting people. Wherever we go in the world, there's always a collector. There's always someone we can visit. There's always a museum. There's always something. It broadens one's life, and that's what we're about.